Hello and welcome everyone to a legacy stream. We're going to be playing some matches for the ManaTraders series. If you're not aware what that is, the ManaTraders series is a tournament that is hosted every single month by ManaTraders, and every month there is a different format. So this month, which is the month of April, of course, the format is going to be legacy. And the last time we had this tournament, we ended up going into a truly insane run where I managed to string 18 wins and 2 losses, which put me on the very first spot in the leaderboard. There's a leaderboard, and there are money prizes at the end of the month for whoever is in the top of the leaderboard. So we're gonna be trying to repeat that again, hopefully. We're gonna be playing some matches today, and hopefully we get to get some W's and qualify for the event. Of course, if you enjoyed the content, let me know in the comments below, and hit that follow button, that like button, and that subscribe button in order to help the channel grow. So we're gonna see you for round number 1, and yeah, see you there. Okay, here we go. Let's keep this hand, I guess. Just gonna find land, and we're gonna be looking really good. And we even have like turn 1 reclaimer. Would it not count because MTG just match? Yeah, Cheese was just saying that the matches didn't count when they were playing earlier. I would assume that it would be because we just had an MTGO update. It's Wednesday today, and on Wednesdays that's always when MTGO updates take place, so I would imagine that's the reason. So my opponent went turn 1 Snowcover Island Ponder. Okay, now that I drew a land, I think I'm gonna lead on Reclaimer because my opponent could be playing a combo deck. So if I hadn't found the land, I think I would have gone turn 1 Zenith because assuming my opponent could be playing a combo deck, then I want to make sure that I can cast my Collector Roof on turn 2. Also, MTGO is super laggy. Incredibly laggy. Definitely happy I'm not playing a control deck with this lag, because that would be annoying. Also, terrible draw. awful draw. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Nicole Sorfko. Yeah, Legacy. Usually Wednesdays I play Legacy. Unless there's something else going on. And today, because I need to leave, I have an appointment later for a student, so I don't know how long I'm going to be playing. So playing some ManaTraders matches actually works out very nicely, because I can just like stop playing whenever I want to. Couple of options here. I can go for Flagstones. Yeah, let's go for Flagstones. Oh man, this lag is brutal. Land would be a great draw. Excellent. Our options now include Zenith for Dryad Arbor. I think I'm just gonna pass. I'm assuming my opponent's playing Miracles. They upkeep fetch, so they didn't set up a Terminus. Missed land drop is big for us. We just get to continue doing what we do best, which is to do nothing and activate Elvish Reclaimer and slowly but surely get more and more value from it. Let's get the triumph in play. Get another flagstones here. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Again, this is assuming my opponent's playing a control deck, which is not a guarantee. Like my opponent could be playing a combo deck of sorts. The lag is ridiculous. Wow. Gonna cast once upon a time. Find the Dryad. So we can start setting that up. Doom was talking about the lag issue, so it's not just me. Yeah, I was watching Arkan earlier today, and he was also saying that he was experiencing lag, so I'm assuming that there is some problem with the new update, which is kind of annoying. That's 3 vistas. Honestly, my opponent could be doing anything. Like, they have not done anything that makes me think. I mean, I guess that the fact that they have not played like a Narset or a Jace or anything like that, it probably makes me think that they are they're playing some sort of combo deck, as opposed to be playing a control deck. Visara won with the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Visara. I remember back in the day when that card was completely unbeatable. Visara the Dreadful. I was very young, and one of my friends at my LGS had a Reanimator deck, and I would be playing Blue Green Madness. Whisket Gaming, thank you for the follow. Would be playing Blue Green Madness, and then my opponent would play Visara, and that was it. that's all she wrote. Okay, they have to be playing some sort of combo deck at this point. That's way too many basic islands. It has to be High Tide. Though, to be fair, none of my cards would have done anything anyway. None of my cards would have really done anything. I think I'm gonna go for a Valakut kill here as opposed to going for a... Valakut kill as opposed to going for Field of the Dead kill. We can set this up fairly easily here. Thomas Blazer with the Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold as well. Love to see the brand new subs joining the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Land drop number 1. Nothing. My opponent says, I don't even care that you're making a land drop. Do you care about this one's opponent? They don't care about those ones either. Okay. So I'm trying to set this up with the most amount of like layers of interaction, basically. So now this gets a Dryad Arbor. So now I have fetch land. I guess we're going to attack first. And now we have 2 fetch lands and a Reclaimer activation to kill my opponent. So I'm trying to do this with the maximum amount of layers possible. And I guess there's also no need to do this main phase, so I'm just going to do it on their upkeep. So if they respond to this, I fetch. If they respond to that, I fetch. So I think we should have them locked up here. I was out of high school. I loved the card back in the day so much I named my dog after it. That's awesome, Visara. That's so cool. Yeah. Also, the art in that card is just incredible. Absolutely amazing. Also, Onslaught, one of my favorite sets of all time. Still, no idea whatsoever what my opponent's doing. I'm going to assume that they are playing some form of combo. I'm going to assume that they're playing some form of combo deck. So I'm going to sideboard accordingly. This looks about right. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming too. High Tide. Basically, because that's way too many prismatic vistas for a deck like Storm, right? Or something like that. That's way too many prismatic vistas and way too many basic islands for them to be playing anything that's any combo deck that's not High Tide. Maybe we could have access to Force of Vigor because of Candelabra. I guess it's that's better. Just oof instead of Plague Engineer. I'm assuming opponent might have access to Candelabra, although I don't know. That's a card that High Tide players have been. I don't know. Is there even a stock High Tide list? Is there even a stock High Tide list? I don't even know. Hopefully we're about to find out what my opponent's doing over there. They did a whole bunch of nothing game 1. They spun their wheels and then they died. So now we're just gonna jump a bunch of stupid hate bears and hope that it's good enough. Am I just keeping this? I think I'm just keeping this. Turn 1 tapped field, turn 2 spirit. And then turn 3 we can Zenith for Reclaimer and get the engine going. Like, it's weird. Funny how I have no hate bears that I can Zenith for in this matchup specifically. Which is rough. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. We also can't get Dryad Arbor. So the Green Sun Zenith plan not feeling so hot anymore. Never mind. Green Sun Zenith plan is as alive as ever. Really wonder how much I should respect something like a back to basics. I'm assuming I shouldn't. I guess it doesn't hurt. Just gonna fetch a basic planes here. I have to assume the spirit's gonna get forced. So much lag. So much lag. Opponent with mismatching brainstorms. The disrespect. The disrespect. Legacy Wednesday, hell yeah. Love me some Legacy. I would love to find like a Thoughtseize or something like that. Is this food chain? Oh. Seems kind of okay. Second Reclaimer. Savannah. Apparition. Blow up your thingy. Please tell me this is Eureka. I don't know. It could be. It could be Omnitel. They showed me so many basic islands game 1 though. I would be very surprised if this is Omnitel. Though maybe it is. It could be for sure. Are they playing the snake? They're totally playing the snake, aren't they? This is bad if my opponent has Echoing Truth, but Celebi. Cunning Wish. Okay, so it is Omnitel. Whoops. That sucks. We're still kind of fine. How do you get Patreon guides on Twitch Prime? Well, if you want the cyber guide... Oh, I actually made a command for this. Look at that. Look at that. It's a pretty good K return. Pretty good K return. Not gonna lie. Let's start here. Land or another reclaimer? Probably reclaimer. But yeah, if you're a patron, you can just access all of the guides on the patron website. What are we looking at here? Next turn we can Zenith for Ramunap. Natty Bog, not too hot, but it is what it is. Second snow-covered forest. Dredge as a mechanic is bugged. Let's get Heath. Play land. Play reclaimer. And we can only Zenith for 2 here. Just hardcast force. It's fine. Now we can Zenith for reclaimer. Last reclaimer. This one is a 3/4, so let's go. Lavinia certainly is currently bugged, so you can't cast any non-creature spells. When you dredge your 3 card, it fails to put the 3rd card into your hand. That's awesome. MTGO is a quality program. MTGO is a quality program. Would have loved to find the land there so we can actually start triggering Field of the Dead. It's not the end of the world. Because with Deafening Silence, that means that it's not that likely for my opponent to be able to win themselves. And now we can go with Flagstones, probably sacrificing BUG Hogaak. Maybe MTGO is just trying to hook you up, House. MTGO is just trying to save you from yourself so you don't register Dredge. Yeah, that's a pretty good draw. It's a pretty good draw. No force is big. No force is big. Opponent also does not have access to cantrips. So we have lethal next turn, maybe? They are playing Eureka. Okay. Eureka away, my friend. Ugh. Omniscience is bad. Unless maybe they just have nothing? Okay. don't seem to have anything. There are one card in hand. Yeah, but they can still Emrakul, right? I know that Deafening Silence is in play, but they don't have the Emrakul kill. That's what I'm saying. Is this lethal? It is. Valakut. So they just went through some hoops to get his hands on a playset of 3 in Discovery. He might not be aware of this bug. That's insane. Brutal. I'm just trying to figure out how can I lose this game. I think that I want to do this now. Whoops, misclicked. Damn it. Even if they have cantrips, there's nothing they can do at instant speed, I don't think. So even if their last card is a Brainstorm, like that's the spell that they play this turn, so it should be fine. It's bad if their last card is like an Echo Truth or something. So we won game 1. Hopefully it counts. So if it doesn't count, then I will probably play a league or something instead. But just it was okay. Okay, got the W there. See you for the next round. It did count my match, so here we are for another round of the ManaTraders thingy. Opponent says they're a fan of the stream. Always happy to hear that. I'm keeping this, right? My opponent would need to be an absolute lunatic to counter this turn 1. This turn 1 once upon a time. I guess we can also fizzle, but like I'm not shipping this hand, right? Like let's be realistic here. I'm not shipping a potential turn 1 Reclaimer. Okay. Green source, let's go. Easy green source. Easy green source. I guess I'm gonna get the forest because this is what I'm planning to sacrifice. So I'm gonna get one of my basics that I have an extra copy of. Opponent mulled to 5, by the way. Once upon a time, okay. Once upon 4. Tank, 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 tank. Bayou. Elves, likely. Okay. They're letting me untap. I think we pass here. And depending on what my opponent does, like at this point, of course, when they play a Delta, obviously they're not playing Elves. But I think I want to have my options open here. Cabal Therapy. Please don't name green sensing. So this just has to be something like Alluren or Food Chain or something. Knight of the Reliquary is what they named. Lucky for us, there's no Knight of the Reliquary in our deck. Ugh. If my opponent had played like a Veteran Explorer, I would have bogged the Cabal Therapy in response. But of course, like, they just have the Cabal Therapy. It's still like a 2-for-2, so it's not like my opponent ended up super ahead on that exchange. Like, obviously, it's not great that they got rid of, you know, 2 copies of our best card, but it's not the end of the world because the exchange was somewhat even. Do I want to main phase this? I think I kind of want to main phase this because of a position agent. I'm just gonna get another Flagstones. I could get BUG Hogaak to get rid of the Cabal Therapies, but even if my opponent does that, they get rid of my Dryad, and then we're just fine. So it's not that big of a deal. They also give me 2 lands. Underground Sea. Weird sequencing. So they're just playing Hogaak? They could have played the land. They could have cast the Ghast off of the double value and then play the Underground Sea. Yeah, I don't know why they played the land first. Slight miss sequence there. Man, that's such a brutal draw. I could play Engineer on Spirit. But if I do that, then I'm just gonna do this. Just gonna Once Upon. Into another Reclaimer. We do have access to BUG Hogaak at this point. So if this is indeed Hogaak, I think we're looking pretty good. Altar of Dementia resolves. Savannah. And I think we get another Flagstones. And now we can do Reclaimer plus Engineer on Spirit. Play second Reclaimer. So now the Bloodghasts don't do anything. We got them sort of in a soft lock here. And then we can get the zombie apocalypse going. All the time holding up BUG Hogaak, of course. That's a crab. It's equal to power, right? It's equal to power. And the blood guts are the only ones that can come in at instant speed. Like all of the other ones are just kind of locked. So I think we're looking good here. Slowly but surely. Yeah, this is some pretty good insurance. Just get rid of the altar. So my opponent can just randomly combo me out. Yeah, this is just fine. So we're just playing the Gak. The Gak. Knuckle. Pretty good against the Gak. Macabres. They're okay. So is Plague Engineer. BUG Hogaak is not so. Can cut these libraries. Can cut Tireless Tracker. Can cut Arasta. Probably cut Titania. Oh wow, sort by mana value? This is new. I hate it. I hate it. It's so awkward. The mana value thing, it's just so awkward to me. Way too many years calling it CMC or converted mana cost. Way too many years. Do I want force? I don't think I want force. Maybe I actually don't want Titania, never mind. Titania is fine, but the issue is that I'm probably gonna be on a Reclaimer plan the vast majority of the matches, the vast majority of the games. And Titania doesn't really play particularly well with Reclaimer. Look at this curve. Perfect curve. 38, 5, 13. Delight. Absolute delight. That's how you know your deck is perfect. Of note, it's important to note that the Tabernacle is only good against their aggro plan. It's not particularly good against their combo plan for obvious reasons, right? Yo, Evan, how's it going? Playing some Legacy today. Probably shipping this one. Keeping this one. Probably want to send that one. They got a bridge going. So I gotta watch out for that. It's a lot of engineers. Verdant Catacombs. And I think I'm plowing this Stitcher Supplier. Gravecrawler is fine. Well, this worked out perfect for us. This worked out absurdly well for us. Let's get Savannah. Plow that. Llegar a casa de currar y verte antes de dormir en una liga es mejor que el típico Vladimir. Gracias, Reman. Bienvenido, bienvenido. So many options we got here. I think I'm gonna go for Dryad. And I'm gonna play Triumph tapped. Because I think I'm basically locked into playing Plague Engineer this coming turn. And since I'm locked into playing Engineer, that's basically going to strand my mana for at least 2 more turns. Okay, that's really good for them. That's one of their best possible draws there. Because now if they do find another Gak, we could be in trouble. Even a Vengevine could be somewhat problematic. Okay, nothing too relevant there. Sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna play Engineer, we're gonna name Zombie. That means that they're not gonna be able to cast a Hogaak even if they find it. And now that's gonna give us priority to do the Fairy Macabre thing. Sure. Name Zombie. Their dudes die. There is a Hogaak there. No need for me to do anything just yet, but I'm watching out for that Gravecrawler and the Hogaak, of course. Second Gravecrawler. Can't cast it though. Hard cast Vengevine. Okay. Gonna have to take some damage here. I guess I'm gonna play Knight of Autumn. Oh, that's much better. And at this point, I think I'm just taking care of the Vengevine here. My opponent is super far away from casting this Gak. They can keep on milling themselves, but they're down to 1 card, now 2. I think I'm gonna respect Assassin's Trophy slash the other card. So I'm just gonna attack with Skyclave Operation. I guess I'm getting a 4-3. This game played out kind of weird. Honestly, it's such a big, ended up being such a big deal that they exiled their own bridge. We would be under so much pressure if my opponent had access to a bridge in the graveyard right now. Even the Tireless Striker would have been better than this knight. Zombie Apocalypse opponent, TikTok. We can attack with this because if they trophy my thing and they want to trade their 4-4 from my 4-3, we're perfectly fine with that exchange. This Plague Engineer is holding the fort. Oddly enough, if I drew Tabernacle, it would be really bad for me. Knuckle would be horrendous right here. Just get a value here. We have to be very careful with the timing of this Very Macabre. It's a Dryad. Because if they have a zombie... Well, they're chomping. They should, yeah, they should chomp the big one. They should probably also fetch and mill themselves. So they were trying to luck sack, finding... That's kind of cool. So they don't know about the Fairy Macabre. So I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to luck sack, find bridge, and then use that zombie in order to enable them getting back the Gravecrawler. Then Gravecrawler can get the Vengevine, because even though it immediately dies, if they cast it twice, they still get the cast trigger. Like the cast trigger still happens, so they can get back the Vengevine, and then the 1/1 zombie plus the Vengevine can allow them to cast the Gak. We did have the Fairy Macabre that we were basically sandbagging for the entirety of the game, so I think we had that covered. But that was a cool play from my opponent. All right, see you for the next round. Welcome to round number 3. We're currently 3-0. This hand is just a little bit too bad. This one is better. Not by a lot, but better. Misty Rainforest into what? Underground Sea. Do this. Okay, so it's probably some sort of combo deck. I imagine Ant TS. So this collector, oof, should be pretty good. I guess I'm getting Savannah here. Let's actually just get Bayou. My opponent could be playing Empty the Warrens, right? And if that's the case, then I want to make sure that I can cast what's his name? Plague Engineer. If I find the land, I think I'm still going for Zenith for Reclaimer. What do you got, opponents? I don't like it when my ant opponents just tank like this. Uh-oh. Thoughtseize. Okay, that's a lot less bad than a Dark Ritual for me. They have to take the Green Sun Zenith here, right? Although I guess they don't know that I'm not Maverick, so maybe they won't expect that I have access to Reclaimer. And maybe they... I mean, they are seeing the Dryad, though. They probably have to assume that I'm going to be playing... that I'm going to be playing Reclaimer. This is interesting, though. Their decision is going to tell us a lot about their hand. Okay. They did go for the Zenith, which was to be expected. So now we really want to find a land. Any untap land, please? Easy. And I think that any card is safer in play than in my hand because of Thoughtseize against in this matchup. So I'd rather lead on the Ramina because this is the better card of the two. And next turn we're just gonna wasteland, double wasteland them. That wasteland draw was really, really good. I'm really hoping that this oof is doing some serious work right now. My opponent has a bunch of random like Lotus Petals and LEDs in hand that they just cannot do anything with. Preordain 2 on the bottom. So they did redraw one of the cards of the Brainstorm, but they didn't draw the second one. Obviously good for us. Not good for us. Okay, so I assume that I'm dead. This is just ad nauseam. They just naturally found the ad nauseam. I guess that they can tutor for ad naus. Yeah, they tutor. It's pretty unfortunate for us. Past in flames. Oh yeah, that's enough. That sucks. Either Claw with the tier 1 sub coming back for 3 months in advance. Not even know what in advance mean, Either Claw, but thank you so much for that. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Either Claw. Okay, got this blouse. Got Caracas. Do I want this for Empty the Warrens? Let's do something like this. Split the difference a little bit. All right, Toolman. What do you got for me? I'm so greedy. I'm so greedy. I'm so greedy. I knew it. I knew that it was gonna happen. God damn it. God damn it. I knew it. I knew that it was gonna happen. It was just so tempting though. Like this hand is just so nuts. We have the once upon a time. If we find the savannah, like the game is just over. Turn 1 deafening silence, turn 2 reclaimer. Like it's just over. Like, we're done. That's it. That's the game right there. Pretty unfortunate that we're getting very, very punished. They also ponder, not shuffle. Land, please, please, land, land. Yes. Okay. We play on. We play on. It's pretty funny how I used to have Yasharn in place of Arasta because of all the Delver decks that I was facing on MTGO. And then like I'm getting paired against all decks where the pig would have been so much better than the spider by so much. I think I'm gonna Zenith for Collector Roof. I basically always want to have access to 2 layers of good disruption. 1 layer of disruption is not enough because my opponent can just Chain of Vapor, my Deafening Silence, and we're in really rough shape. So I always want to have access to at least 2 layers of disruption to make it that much less likely for my opponent to be able to go off. Ugly Brainstorm. They're literally cents. I think that brainstorms are literally cents. Just having this artwork is just bad. Just bad. Wasteland would be a nice draw. We get to ooze, reclaimer, waste their underground sea. That would be pretty cool. That's Abrupt Decay mana. That is Abrupt Decay mana. Am I a Mercadian Masks or Ice Age fan? I did not play back then, but I am a lot more familiar with... when I was a kid and I used to buy like the magazines, like the Magic magazines in Argentina, which were kind of like the Inquest, but you know, the third world version of that. In those magazines, the metagame was the like masks / invasion block. So I am a lot more familiar with those sets. I'm not particularly familiar with Ice Age. Oh, you mean a Brainstorm specifically? Oh no, yeah, Ice Age, 100%. Those are the ones that I have in my collection. And those are the ones that I have in paper too. Abrupt Decay going after Ooze. Not Deafening Silence and not Collector Oof. But going after Scavenging Ooze. That is super surprising to me. Gonna eat a couple of things because of Cabal Ritual. Razor, one of the few cards I break the OG art for. Masks is just so iconic for me. Yeah, I mean, Masks is really good. Also, if you're a foil maniac, Masks is just the brainstorm, right? Ice Age Brainstorm is so literally correct. Yeah. It is. It's just, I don't know, there's something about like the frame and everything. It just sits really well with me, you know? Yeah, the Masks counterspell I'm not too high on. Like, it's okay, but like, I think Veta is just so much better, and there are even some, like, the Arena counterspell is pretty cool. But there are a lot of counterspell arts. But yeah, for whatever reason, the OGR just sits so well, you know? The Mark Pool counterspell is just childhood. Yeah, I mean, and that's part of the beauty of it. For example, Spike says that he really likes the Return to Ravnica duels, like the Shocklands, and I think that they are the worst. I guess probably the worst are the newest ones. The newest ones are just overall heinous, but yeah, because that's when he started playing. So that's the one that he enjoys the most, which is cool. I see the Secret Lair Shocklands. Yeah, that they uploaded into MTGO and they didn't. But it didn't show them on paper. I think it's very likely that my opponent is gonna untap and it's gonna kill us. Just gonna throw that out there. I think it's very, very likely that our opponent will untap and just kill us. And here I think I'm gonna Vesuva the Valakut because my Ooze is dead, so I have no need for extra green sources. And this makes a Dryad or Green Sun Zenith top deck that much better. We're against Storm. We're up against Ant. And we're about to lose both games with an onboard Collector Roof, which feels bad. Same with RTR. Shocks, but that because it's right about when I started playing Magic. Yeah, that's what Spike was saying too. That's when he started playing, so he likes it. If we get to untap, I think we're very likely to win, but there's obviously not a guarantee. But even if they do get rid of this Deafening Silence with like a Thoughtseize or a Duress or whatever, I still think that we are in solid shape if we get to untap, which is looking less and less likely by the second. They have 7 cards for Cabal Writ. Just Thoughtseize me, opponent. Come on. Just Thoughtseize me. Pass the turn. No. I think we're dead, chat. think we're dead. My opponent is really, really good at emptying out their hand. Usually this deck kind of struggles without LED to empty out their hand so they can Infernal Tutor, but my opponent is particularly stellar at doing it. I guess on the turn that I played the Scavenge Genius, I could have also played the Reclaimer. Because I passed the turn, and I passed the turn with double green. So if I had done that, maybe I would have forced my opponent to have one more layer of interaction. And maybe we would have been able to get there. This Cabal Ritual just nets so much mana, it's insane. Show me that Tendrils opponent. Okay. GG's. Two on one. See you for the next round.